It has been quite some time. It has been quite some time since we've done Spazzing Out America's podcast. I haven't done a podcast since before the election. I ran for Revere City Councillor at large. Unfortunately, it did not work out for me. I did not get elected. I'm not disappointed by the results. I did well. I worked hard. I worked my butt off. Revere first, putting the people first always. Revere first. I came pretty close. I came in sixth, so five. There were 10 people running for city councilor at large. Five get a seat. I came in sixth, which means that if somebody dies, God forbid someone dies, or if I run them over with my car, I'll push them down a flight of stairs, or if they resign and they step down, I become a city councilor at large automatically. There's no special election. I just become a city councilor. That would be great. I would love to be one. I love this city. I want to work for the people. The people need representation, hands down. It's a frustrating thing. I'll get to that. I'll explain why I'm frustrated that I didn't get elected and why I'm not so disappointed, because I'm going to run again in 2 years. I'm going to work my butt off over the next 2 years to get elected. I'm going to try to keep some of my campaign promises. I'm going to make plenty of communications with the city council so that I can get my campaign promises done. Or I could just ask a city council to put it in motion. But I want to make good on what I said I was going to do, even though I'm not elected. I want to stay involved. I want the people to win. I truly want to be the humble servant of the people of Revere. The city needs great representation. And it's nothing against the people that got elected. It's nothing against the people up there. I'm just different than them. I am different. They all do a good job, but I am me. Anthony Pazziali is a different person than any other person on this planet. I believe in action. I believe in taking things on head on, doing them myself, getting involved, jumping in, not waiting for people to open the door, but opening the door myself. A lot of people will look at the door and say, how can we open the door? Well, there's many different ways to open the door. Let's contemplate how to open up the door. I don't want to contemplate how to open up the door. Just open the door and get out of the way. It's that easy. It's that simple. So there are a lot of campaign promises that I need to keep up with, and I will. But before we get that, I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much to the people of Revere. 2,229 people voted for me. That's a lot of people. I was about just over 500 votes short of making it. I only spent, so I did some fundraising. Let's back it up. I didn't even want to do fundraising. So then I started campaigning, and this guy Saber and Anthony Cogliandro, who is a city councilor at large, great guy. Anthony, thank you so much. This guy set up a great plan for me. We'll get to that. Mike LaBerge, Ryan, all these guys, they were like, you have to take it serious. You have to have a fundraiser. So we did. We had a fundraiser. I raised $2,184. You can look it all up. This campaign finance paperwork that I had to fill out. Go to Revere's website. You can find it. So I made that money. I did some in-kind contributions of my own, and I also got in-kind contributions from other people. So all total, I think I spent like $3,000 or $3,500, something like that. It basically boils down to under $2 a vote. People are spending hundreds of dollars to get a vote. So we did great. We almost won. I want you to think about that. We almost won for under $4,000. So I'm proud about that. And I ran a great campaign, and I like to work hard. One thing that I like to do is make other people have to work hard. I don't shy away from the hard work, and I don't care what it is. I'll clean toilets. As a matter of fact, I was cleaning toilets the other day. I cleaned for Father John over at the church in Swampscott at St. John's Church. And everybody that's going to go to the bathroom there today, that's doing the Holy Sacrament, through him, with him, in him. Hosanna in the highest, because those toilets are clean. You are welcome. And I cleaned them. I'm not above anything. I'll do whatever I have to do. One of the main things you need to do in this life is you need to humble yourself, because if you do not, you will surely be humbled. The good Lord will come down and squat on you, and you will be humbled. So I have no problem doing things like that. I'm happy to do it. I just want to help people. I want to be involved. and I want people to get great representation. It's very simple. Everybody deserves to, everybody has the right to be heard and take part in the decisions that affect their lives. It's that easy. So sometimes there are things that happen in Revere that I don't really care for either way. I don't care. So something's going on. I'm like, yeah, I'm not for it. I'm not against it. But what I do want is the people to know what's going on and for them to be able to have an opportunity to voice their opinion so that they can be heard, so they can say, we don't want this in our neighborhood, or we're fine with it in our neighborhood. Here, we'll give you an example. Right now, Dan Rizzo, he didn't win the election. He lost by, I don't know, 350 something votes. He's asking for a recount. A lot of people are upset about it because it's going to cost the city money to have a recount. At the end of the day, I'm not here nor there on it. I don't care if we have a recount. I don't care if we don't have a recount. But if there is one citizen, one person out there that's complaining, that feels like their vote didn't count, or that their ballot was missing, or that something happened, unfortunately, we need to do stuff like this. We need to have integrity in our election system. And the people need to be heard. So if there are a bunch of people, I believe there has to be 10 people in every ward. There has to be 10 signatures from every ward, or it might even be every precinct. I have to look it up. But if there are that many people, that would be 60. If there are 60 people willing to sign it and 60 people think that they were disenfranchised, we need to look into it. We need to have an independent investigation, and the people need to be heard. That's just plain and simple. Now, do I think they're going to find 300 something votes? Absolutely not. No, they're not going to be there. The votes aren't getting dropped off at 3 a.m. They're not showing up. It's not going to change anything. And at the end of the day, it may just end up being a big waste of money. But people deserve the right to be heard. I can't stand it more than anything else. When somebody has a gripe with government and that person gets looked upon and frowned upon, it absolutely drives me nuts and makes me want to rise up. Literally, I want to stand right up and be like, excuse me? This is a resident of our city. They deserve to be heard. Sit down and let the man speak. Let the woman speak. Let them be heard. They pay taxes to live here. Let them say what they want to say. And if you agree with them, great. And if you don't agree with them and you don't want to help them, show them the respect of telling them the truth and say, I don't want to help you. You know who's great at that is Tony Zambuto. Councillor Zambuto is fantastic at telling people how he feels. And the guy he'll give it to you straight. If he doesn't want to help you and he can't help you, he'll tell you, I'm not going to help you. I can't help you. I love it. I love when he does stuff like that. We need people like that. Now, right now, there are some people in Revere cringing that I'm high-fiving Tony Zambuto. They're like, whoa, whoa. They go crazy. At the end of the day, it's a respect thing. And that's what I wanted to do for the city, and that's what I plan to do. So I'm not going to go anywhere. For the next 2 years, I'm going to take the role as sixth. Seriously, I call myself the vice councilor. I'm the vice councilor. We need some intro music when I come in. Dun, 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 dun. Here comes the vice councilor. I take it seriously. So I'm not going to go anywhere. I will continue to go to all the meetings. I will continue to be present at everything I can be at. I do have a job. I have to work. I have a family. I'm surprised I still have a family. I campaigned a lot. I'm surprised I still have a family. I'm surprised they still want me home. I think they're already sick of me. They want me out of the house. They're like, get out. Don't you have somewhere to be? I'm going to be heavily involved so that if I do get called to duty, I won't miss a beat. I'm the backup quarterback. If the quarterbacks go down, I will step right in and we will still keep rolling and we will still execute the business of the city without a blink of an eye. It'd be as if nothing happened. I will hop right in there and I will help out this city to the best I can. Now, as far as campaign promises, there's some of them aren't that hard. There's a pothole on Overlook Street, I think it is, which is at the end of Wood, 59 Overlook. There's a pothole over there that needs to be fixed. There is a dead tree that needs to be removed. I promised the seniors that the seniors that are living in senior facilities like the Satter House. There's a couple other, like the Prospect House. Promised them that I would put in a motion to request the DPW to do DPW days at their buildings. What that basically means is that have a dumpster there so that these people can get rid of mattresses, box springs, TVs, microwaves, refrigerators, the unwanted items that they can't get rid of. It's a hassle for the seniors. Well, first off, there's no place for them to put it at the building, and the building's not going to pay to get rid of them for them. The other thing is they can't really just bring a mattress down to the DPW. It's not like they have trucks, and I'm not saying anything. There are some seniors that are pretty strong, but not all of them are all that mobile and can bring a mattress down the elevator and take it all the way down to the city barn. So I'd like to keep that promise. I'm going to put in a, what do they call it? A communication. I'm going to put in a communication with the Revere City Council requesting that they ask the DPW to have DPW days. That's Department of Public Works. DPW days at these senior living centers so that they can help out the seniors. They need our help. They need our hand. I've been helping them out as much as I can. Today, I got rid of a box spring, a mattress, and a what else did the guy, and the headboard for the guy. They're not cheap to get rid of. I cut it up to minimize the cost on my end. I don't really mind paying for it, but it's not cheap. And I'm happy to help the guy. I'm happy to help. I'll help out as many people as I possibly can. That's like 3 of them. And there's a bunch more. There's a lot of small ones that need to be handled. But I'm also still going to be here for you. So if you have an issue, you can reach out to me. You can call me. You can DM me. You can email me. I'm going to be here for the people of Revere. Whatever you need. No one should ever be told that nothing can be done. I'm happy. Actually, let me tell you this. I hope that people tell you things can't be done. I'm being dead serious about this. I hope there are some councillors that have the nuts to tell you something can't be done so that I can do it. And I love all these guys. These are all my friends now. These are all my friends. I love them. They're good people. Every single one of them is a good person. I support them. I will back them. I've told every councillor that if they need my help, I'm happy to help them. If they're doing something, I'm happy to help them do it. But I'm also happy to do something when they say it can't be done. I know isn't that kind of a shitty thing to say? Think about that. Almost wanting somebody not to accomplish it so that you can accomplish it and be like, hey, listen, I don't know. I got it done. I don't know what to tell you, right? I think we will continue and start the podcast back up. I don't know what form we're going to do it in. It's tough. Now that I'm a political person, now that I'm a candidate for office, I'm going to run again in 2025. So now people are never more comical than when they take themselves too serious. When you take yourself too serious, man, you are hilarious. So I like to joke around. I like to have fun. I like to goof off. But I'm a very serious person. And I get things done. I can do a lot, and I've done a lot. There's been a lot. It's funny that people don't know that much about me in the city of Revere. No one in this city knows that for the better part of 20 years, I have been heavily involved in charity. Heavily. I've been involved with so many charities. I can tell you this. I've helped raise, if I said I helped raise $1 million, that would be a low number. I mean that. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but that would be a low number. I've helped raise millions of dollars over the past 20 years for charities. I've hosted thousands of charity events. Maybe it's not thousands. Thousands probably isn't a fair statement. Let's say for 20 years, I hosted at least 50 a year. So what's that? So that's 5. Pretty close. Pretty close. I did receive an award from Woburn High School Wrestling. So I'm in the Woburn High Wrestling Hall of Fame. Not because I was a good wrestler. I was a terrible wrestler. But because I hosted so many of their events over the years that they gave me an award for an involvement award, an award of appreciation. I hosted so many events that I bought my own PA system so that I could host events. I have a little dinky one now that I use, but I had a bigger one. It cost me $600 back in the day. I was on the radio for 20 years. Boston radio. Not some rinky-dink market. Boston radio. You know how difficult it is to get on Boston radio? Super difficult. I worked from when I was 18 until I guess 38, and then my last stint was at WEEI. It's difficult to be an on-air personality in Boston, and I did that. I owned 2 franchises with home investors. These are real estate investment business that I owned in New Hampshire and I owned in Massachusetts. And what comes along with that is market analysis. You have to know a lot about financing and how to break things down, running rehab projects, buying, selling, negotiating. A lot goes into it. Owning a junk removal company, having a podcast. These things, I mean, I hardly ever talked about when I was running for office. I hardly ever talked about what I did. All I really did was run around and talk about people. I don't find it becoming when you're running to office to say, this is me and this is how great I am. What I like to do is say, I'm here for you. What do you need? That should be my next slogan is going to be, I'm here for you. What do you need? No, what do you need? That should be the slogan. Anthony Pazziali for city councilor at large. What do you need? I'm your humble servant. I'm a grape clutching to the vine. What do you need? I'm here to help you. I'm here to get it done. Now, the difficult task is going to be where I have to, here's what's going to be difficult in the years to come until I get elected, is I got to kind of be quiet because I don't want to become that guy. I don't want to be the guy who's always up there bitching and moaning. I don't want to be a kook. I really do want to help, and that's difficult because already at the last city council meeting, there was something that was, and I'm not going to out it. I'm not going to say anything. There was just something that happened, and I was like, damn, I can't believe for the next 2 years, I have to be quiet on this. It's not enough for me. I just can't sit there and I can't deal with lip service. I can't sit there and have someone talk about how, man, I get it. I can't. Going to put myself in a bad position, and I don't want to do that unjustifiably in a position that I'd rather not be in. There are just times when I'm going to be at city council meetings and I'm going to want to say something and I have to bite my tongue. I'm just an uncommon person. I have uncommon solutions for common problems. And you know what that really means is just getting it done. Let's just get it done. Let's just do it. One of the biggest things I always hear is that's not how it's done. I don't give a fuck how it's done. We're getting it done. So you know what I'll do is I'll keep you guys up to date on some of the things that I'm trying to take care of. But here's what we're going to do first. The first goal here is to help out the senior center, or this not the senior center, the senior facilities. This is where seniors live. For example, the Sata House that's in my neighborhood, over 200 people live there. I'd like to get them DPW days. Another campaign promise that I'm going to work on, and it's going to be difficult, and we'll talk about that in a whole different podcast, is I would like to get the DPW, the Department of Public Works, recognized as a public safety department. New Hampshire actually just did it in 2022. In 2022, Governor Sununu in New Hampshire recognized the Department of Public Works as a public safety department. I want to have that done here in Massachusetts. Hands down, these guys they're absolutely needed. I want you to think about this. The police and the fire department can't get anywhere without the DPW. You're not going to get water to your house without the DPW. We need water for everything. Your body is made up of, I'm not a scientist. Your body's made up of a lot of water. I don't know, 80% water. Maybe it's less than that. I have no. Nariam, how much is our body made up of water? Do you know? All right, my son just said it. He's in high school. He's still learning this crap. About 80%. Water is vital. To be clean, you got to take showers, to cook food, to do everything. You can't do a fucking thing without water. And the DPW makes sure that you get water. When a water main breaks in the middle of the winter and it's 10 degrees out and it's 4 a.m, they show up, they fix the pipe. When the fire hose, or not the fire hose, the fire hydrant isn't working, they show up and they fix it so that the fire department can do their job. When the roads need to be plowed, they plow them. These guys do everything. As I say, Revere runs on DPW, but the entire state runs on the Department of Public Works. They're a vital need to the entire Commonwealth. And I would like to see them be recognized as a public safety department, but that's a podcast for another day. I'm going to work on that, and I'm going to get it done. I don't care how long it takes. You can guarantee you. I guarantee you I get that done. All right, listen. First podcast back. I'm rocking the Revere boxing, by the way. You should buy one of these. You can go to the Revere police station and buy one of these. They have hoodies, hats, patches. All the money goes to an outreach program that Joe Singer, Joe Singer. I was going to say Llama, but that's his Facebook page that Joe puts on. You have to go check it out. All the money goes back to the program. It's a boxing program that's free. It's an after-school program. So this guy, Joe, he's a police officer, and he happens to be the police officer at the high school. When he gets out at 3, he goes over and runs a boxing program from 3 to 5. It might even go later. I don't know exactly how it goes. And Revere the young kids, they get to go over and they box, and it doesn't cost a dime because he does all fundraising for it. It's a fantastic program. Helps out the kids. I love it. I should get into boxing. All right, there you guys have it. Spazzing Out America's podcast. Things did not work out for me in the election, but I came in 6th, which means I am the vice councillor, as I am calling it. I am the backup quarterback for this city, and I will be here for Revere 150%. I will have this city's back. When someone needs me, I will be there. I will answer the call. I always do. I'm truly passionate about this city. It's where I'm going to retire. I'm going to live here for the rest of my life. My daughter is going to get educated here. I love this place, and I want it to be a great community. I want it to be safe. I want it to have good education, and I want people to want to stay and live here. And that is my goal over the next few years, and I'm going to work my butt off to get elected. Thank you so much for listening.